Natural disasters have ravaged the world at different historical points, and they still do so today. Every year, people wake up to face natural disasters or watch others face them on the news. There are varying scales of natural disasters, with some disasters wiping out millions of people and properties at once. This video explores some of the deadliest natural disasters of all time. Central China flooding of 1931. Some will refer to this as the deadliest natural disaster of all time, with the death toll reported to be somewhere around 3.7 million people. The flooding occurred due to excessive rainfall over central China that caused the Yangtze, Yellow, Peel, and Huai rivers to overflow their banks. The rains were only one factor that led to this disaster, with other factors such as melting ice and snow from the mountains also contributing to a flood that would cover about 180,000 square kilometers. In addition to the death toll, there was a severe loss of property and means of livelihood. There was also a severe outbreak of diseases caused by displacement, overcrowding, and poor sanitation. In total, it is estimated that about 53 million people were affected by the flood of 1931. Sichuan Earthquake of 1556. This earthquake claimed an estimated 830,000 lives, and it is safe to say that China has experienced an enormous loss of lives and properties from natural disasters in her history. The earthquake is the most powerful in the history of the world, and the fact that it occurred among a population that largely lived in artificial caves built into cliffs made it incredibly deadly. Imperial records from that period stated that the horrifying earthquake killed 60% of that region's population. Yellow River Flood of 1887. In September of 1887, a flood killed about 900,000 people in China. The flood was caused by torrential rains that caused the Yellow River to overflow its bank and spread inward in a short time, allowing people no preparation before homes were swallowed and lives taken. Scholars and historians have mentioned that the farmers in that region and their ancestors must take some blame for this unfortunate disaster, since their choices contributed to the excessive flooding. According to experts, farmers in the area constructed elaborate dikes over several centuries to prevent the Yellow River from flooding yearly. The city of Tangshan in China was forced awake by a violent earthquake at 3:42 a.m. in 1976. This earthquake killed at least 255,000 people and injured another 700,000. Scientists measure the quake at a magnitude of 7.6. The earthquake led to the destruction of about 85% of the city's buildings and a near-total paralysis of the city's services. The city experienced 12 other aftershocks after the first wave of earthquakes that had effects all over China. After centuries of silt deposition along the river's bottom, due to its inability to flood outward, the river naturally swelled to unprecedented levels. Therefore, when the torrential rains began in 1887, the dikes failed and the region was engulfed in water. It is important to note that terrible government response and lack of preparation also contributed to the high casualties. Antioch earthquake of 526. In 526 AD, an earthquake with a magnitude of 7.0 caused about 250,000 deaths in Syria. Historians cannot ascertain the exact number of lost lives due to documentation from that time, but the consensus is somewhere between 250,000 and 300,000 people. Some consider it the second deadliest earthquake to have ever hit the world. The earthquake also led to massive damage to infrastructure in the city of Antioch, the exact location where it occurred. Apart from shaking, the earthquake further led to an enormous fire that burned for about a week and led to even more destruction of properties in the ancient city. According to historians, it should be noted that the reason for so many deaths was that many people were in the city to celebrate Ascension Day.